Hey everybody, this is Lord Magicus. We're playing Simic Merfolk in Modern this week. To be perfectly honest, I don't really like how Merfolk is positioned in Modern right now because a lot of the top decks are really hostile decks to us. Like, you see stuff like Hammer Time and Titan, and also like some of this Rakdos, like Luris decks. They're pretty tough, to be honest, and it's just not the sort of metagame that I think Merfolk generally does well in. It's lots of really fast kind of creaturey combos that are hard for us to deal with, or just like decks with like infinity removal, or lots of threats that like generate huge amounts of value that we don't necessarily have clean answers to. I mean, the Murktide deck is probably one that's a little bit in our favor, but that's not really like the whole picture. And there's still other stuff too, like the Elementals deck is out. They're just playing like Omnaths and Furies and stuff and Solitudes. Like it gets pretty crazy. So yeah, I gotta be honest, like this is not a point where I really want to be playing a whole lot of Merfolk, but we're doing it for the sake of our channel. So I hope everybody enjoys this, and I hope that this is gonna go well. We're just gonna try to play a pretty clean list. We have our 8/1 drops. I'm not playing Mutavault because look, like Mutavault does not cast like a solid third of our deck, so it sometimes casts Force, but usually not. You can sometimes kick Tideshaper with it, I guess. But a lot of times we're not even going to be doing that. I guess it can sometimes cast Petty Theft and Dismember, and maybe like help with Svyelun, but Svyelun help you if you actually draw more than one Mutavault. So I don't think that Simic is a list where you should be playing them. Instead, I'm just going to play some Waterlogged Groves to help, fix my colors here so I have enough. So I have 11 sources of green plus the Aether Vials to help get the Mistbinders and the Speakers in play, which I think that should be fine. And then we also still have 7 basic lands in here so that we're not super dead to Blood Moon. And we get to play the 1 Minamo. Like, you could play around with this slot. It doesn't have to be the Minamo, but since we have Svyelun, we may as well play it. Yeah, Brazen Borrower is here because we can help against like some of these decks. It gives us instant speed interaction against stuff like Cauldron Complete or Murktide Regent, so it's always a good card to have. Yeah, Dismember, kind of for a lot of the same reasons. Like, it's one of the few things that we have that can interrupt some of these creaturey combo decks. And sideboard, just playing, some 3-ofs of different hate pieces that will be good against different decks. So like, we have like Relic and Chalice will be good against like the Living End decks, or Chalice can be good against any of the Cascade decks. Aether Gust comes in against like the Elementals deck and the Titan deck. The Orb is also really good against the Elementals. We have Matrix against the Food deck, so probably bring in Relic against them too. So yeah, a lot of these matches we'll be able to bring in probably 6 cards and then replace with 6 cards from our deck we don't like. The only thing I don't like about Chalice for like the Delver deck is that it means we can't play stuff like Gut Shot, and it makes it hard to bring in Relic against them. So, I mean, that's not particularly great, but I'm hoping that, maybe just bringing in 3 Chalices against them will just be fine on its own. So that's all I really got to say about this. Let's get into our league. Okay, here we go. We are on the draw. I'm not a huge fan of this hand. I guess I'll keep it, but I'm not like thrilled about it. I just don't know that like 6 is going to be significantly better. Snow-covered island. Serum Visions. Okay. There's not a whole lot of Serum Vision decks at the moment. I think maybe this is like Delver. Well, they saw our... Yeah, they saw what we're doing. Yeah, this is Delver. Alright. I guess I'm just gonna pass here. I don't really need to do anything at the moment. Actually, if they're gonna Thought Scour, this might be a good time to dismember this thing. Because it'll be a 3/3 next turn, and I don't want them to be able to kill it with removal. If they go for Murktide, at least we have Borrower to bounce it, so we can maybe set them up to do that. Okay, iteration. Maybe they don't have any more creatures in hand. Or I mean, they could. They might have like Delver or another Rage Channeler and just want a land to play it. Okay. Maybe not. They saw what we're drawing here, so I guess we'll play the Aether Vial. We can always flash in Trickster. We have Petty Theft and Trickster up, so we'll just put in Mistbinder at the end of their turn. See how that goes. Yep. Spell Snare. Oh my god, I didn't activate Aether Vial. What is going on? I just misclicked that so badly. I really don't need to be playing Magic right now. Alright, if they attack with it, we'll just Trickster it and double block it. This is bad. If they have Murktide, we're fucked. I doubt we are going to be able to outrace a Murktide right now. I'm sure they have a Bolt. Well, they started Thought Scouring me. At least this thing will die. That's a plus. Damn it, we should have had this in play. That could just screw us right now. There's the Bolt. That's fine. So tick this up. And we'll leave this one too so we can put this Mistbinder out. Alright, maybe we're just going to get lucky by just top decking all the Lords in the universe. I guess now if they play Murktide, it's not really going to matter. So we're out of Bolt range, but not out of Unholy Heat range. I guess if they have Unholy Heat, we're in a shitload of trouble. So they have Delirium online. They just take away our Island Walker, and yeah, things go south quick. We're on a 2-turn clock. So they do have it. Alright, well, Maybe none of this is gonna matter. I guess I could tap it down and put him to 10. And then hopefully just kill them next turn. Or I mean put them to 5. Yeah, we hit for 10. Alright, maybe we've just gotten bailed out by top decks. Now look, that extra damage might have been the difference right here. These things are in bolt range. 2 of them have to connect. He only has 1 red source up at the moment. Okay, well that's probably a good sign. So he has to deal with at least 2 things and then not attack. Alright, well we got bailed out. We probably should have died, but we didn't, so. Relic and Chalice, I guess. Take out Dismember and... Actually, maybe I should keep the Force of Negations. It might be actually in my best interest. And just leave the Chalice. Yeah. The thing is, like, Relic does hurt them on Murktide and Rage Channeler, but we might need to force stuff like Engineered Explosives. They also are incentivized to really burn us in their turn. I can take out a Svyelun. She's a little bit slow here. Might make my Petty Thefts more likely to hit too. Alright, we'll try it like this. See, this is the problem, and this is why I didn't really want to play with Chalice and Legacy. Like, a lot of the cards you want to play with against this deck, like Gutshot and Relic, you want to put Chalice on one too, and you can't do that. I guess this is better. We'll keep this. I'll just put Trickster on the bottom and just play like a million Lords and hope that's enough. If you're going to mull to 6, this is probably the kind of hand that you want to do it with. Just hope they don't, like, monkey us. Nope. Okay, no monkey. That's good. That thing's kind of hard to start when they start with it. Oh, that's great. Now we don't have to hurt ourselves with this Grove. I assume they thought Scour here? Yeah. Of course, they have Delirium already. As an instant artifact land creature. Fucking fantastic. Yeah, so now Rage Channeler is already online. I'm playing for 2. Maybe Pyromancer? No, they just got an early Murktide. Alright. It's a 5/5. The race is on. I might have to pitch one of these Lords to counter a bolt. Interesting. I wonder why they did that pre-combat. You would think that maybe they were thinking about dashing Ragavan or something. Alright, well, we just gotta try to race this thing. Hope that we can. I assume there's another bolt. No, there's not. Petty theft could be. Why would you get an island here? Yeah, it has to be petty theft. Why is that the one you're bouncing? I can actually recast it this turn. That seems like such an incredibly sketchy decision. You should bounce the Lord, because I can't play it again this turn. Alright, well, we punted, but I think that was a huge punt too. Like, why would you... You have to bounce this, right? Alright, it's fine. Well, we managed to win against them. Like, I don't know, it seemed like their hands weren't actually all that good. They didn't have a whole lot of removal, and like, they didn't play a whole lot of creatures either. I think the hands where they can get stuff like Ragavan or Channeler, like on turn 1, backed up by removal, that's really like the way that this deck tends to beat you. And then they play like Murktide in turn 3 to finish the job. So, but they didn't really have that this game. Instead, we just had like enough aggressive creatures where we could just push through damage until we won. So, I mean, I think this matchup is probably, if it's close to even, maybe slightly in our favor. I don't know if it's hugely in our favor, because like I said, they have a lot of draws, and they can also play stuff like Engineered Explosives in their deck, put it on 2, and that's really devastating. It's one of the reasons I want to keep Force in. A lot of the decks have been, I think, play some number of Engineered Explosives for stuff like Chalice, because people do bring it in against them, so Explosives is one way they can deal with it. At least I've noticed a lot of the people I play against have been doing that, so. Alright, well, we'll take it. That's it. Good way to start off a league with a nice, easy, clean... I don't know, okay, well, maybe not clean, but an easy match. So, we take that win. We'll move on. Everybody, please give the video a thumbs up. I appreciate it. I will see you again next time.